Welcome everyone again in the Python class. In today's session we are going to cover Python strings. Strings are a very useful data type and very powerful in the application part. So we will be starting with the Python strings and what string can do. Let's see the example part. String literals in Python are surrounded by either single quotation or double quotation as given in the example. I have written my name over here, Soumya, with a single quote and double quote. These two values are exactly same. So you can display a string literal with a print function. That means whenever you want to produce the output of a string, you can simply write a print function to do that. Now, in order to assign the value of any string literal, you need to assign the value to a variable. Assigning a string to a variable is done with the variable name followed by an equal sign, and it's a simple statement as we have written a is equal to an, right? And if we print out, we'll simply get this. For the same example, if I write b is equal to, let's say, Sarah, and if I write print b, okay, so it should also print the string, as we have earlier discussed that strings can be represented, string literals, with a single quotation as well as with a double quotes. It's taking time because we have yet not been given any compute engine on the cloud. Okay, now the system is assigned and we can see the. Now, coming back to the multi-line strings, as if you have watched my earlier videos on Python comments, we had a discussion over that multi-line strings can be written by providing triple quotes. Those triple quotes can be single or double as well, and if you do not assign the string literals written in triple quotes to any variable, that will be treated as multi-line comment in case of Python interpreter. Now here what we have done, here we have already assigned the multi-line string to a variable a, and if we want to print it, we'll simply write a print a. And one thing that is for you to notice, that in the multi-line string, whenever you change the line, like after hello I've changed the line, and how are you, the question, I've changed again the line, the order of printing will be exactly same. In the result, the line breaks are inserted at the same position as in code we have done. So if you want to have a specific printout, and if you do not wish to provide a new line code or whatever, you can simply write a multi-line string literal, and whenever you want to have a break in that, you can simply write in the code and the same thing will be displayed. Now, strings are arrays. Like many other programming languages, string in Python are arrays of bytes representing Unicode characters. That means you can access each letter or each character out of a string by accessing it with the methods of array. However, Python does not have a character data type. A single character is simply a string with length of 1. We do not have a character data type in Python, but a single character is simply defined with a string which is containing only, which is having a length 1. That means it is having only one character. Square brackets can be used to access element of string, just like we must have done in other programming languages like C and C++ for arrays. Now, this is the example, and I have here defined multi-line command for your example purpose, right? So in case if we have a string, what is your name? Now remember one thing, that in case of strings, whenever you give a space in between, that space is also counted as one of the part of the string. It will be counted as one character. We will be seeing that later on in case when we will be using the string line function, but as of now if we want to access one of the element out of the string, we can simply put the value in the square braces. Now the thing that you have to remember, that first character starts with position 0. So now if I say that I'm looking for the first position, that means I'm talking about the second character of this string, which is H. So we got the result, right? In the same example, if we say print A, and if I wish to present, let's say 4, I think 4 will be a blank. Fine, let's say it should not come up. Now I have again done. Now what result we are getting? We are getting this H for this first statement, and for this fourth one we are getting nothing, right? Why we are not getting? Because we will start from here indexing 0, 1, 2, 3, and on 4 we have a blank space. Now let us change it into 6. Then probably we should have S with us. Okay, so by in the sequence itself, starting from the 0th index, we can slicing. Slicing is very powerful tool which can return a range of character from your string, right? As of now, what we have done, we have accessed a single element for a particular position in the string. Now suppose if I want to have a value from starting from position number 2 to 9, then how do we go? Then we'll be specifying the start index and the end index, and with a colon, and we will be having the part of the string, right? So suppose if I want to have characters from position 2 to position 5. Now remember, if you have watched my earlier video, I have defined over there, whenever you define range here, in case of range, if you want to go from 1 to n, then you always define a range 1 to n plus 1, because the last element will not be included. Now if I say from range 2 to 5, that means we'll be having value at 2, 3 and 4. Okay, right? Starting from 2 to 4, the 5 will not be included over here. So that will be 0 is here, 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, right? 4 is blank, and 5 we cannot include because this is the range. So we have the output over here. Now if I simply write print B with a range of let's say 5 to 8. Now once I say 5 to 8, that means I'm talking about this fifth position to 5th, 6th and 7th, not included 8. So according to my example, it should print is. Yeah, it is printing. So I hope you understand the logic, that up till which point you want to print. Suppose if I want you to print your over here, so the index will start from this position and it will be ending to this blank position, because the last position will not be included in range. Now we have in case of indexing, we can use negative indices to start and slice from the end of the string. Suppose this is a very small string, what is your name? And if suppose we have a full length of strings over here, and if want to print something in from between or from the last of the portions, then either you start and count all the characters and then start your range, or there is another way that if you want to count from the back side, you can use the negative indices. Negative indices starts from the last of the string. That means this symbol is -1, then D will be -2, L will be -3, R will be -4, O will be -5, -6, -7 and likewise. So if we start the range from -5 to -2, as I said, this symbol exclamatory sign is -1, D is -2, L is -3, R is -4, and O is -5. So our range is starting from -5, so we will be printing O, then R, then L, and as I said, the last value of the range is not included, so it will only go to -5, -4, -3. Okay, fine. Let's have another example of B including from -8 to -5. Okay, so what we have on the 8th position from the reverse side, -8 is this comma, then -7, then -6 will be W, and because the range said that the last value of the range is not included, so we do not have to print off over here. I hope I'm clear. The beginning will be from the other end, will start from -1. In case of positive indexing, the index starts, if I count from H, it will start from 0 over here, and here it will start from -1 to in this direction. The very powerful is another string function, which is string length. So this is always used whenever you want to count how many characters are present in your string. So it's simply len function, and when you pass the string variable over here, and it will give you the count. Welcome class. 1, 2, what will be the length? How many characters are there? Now remember, indexing is different thing. So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, this space will be counted as 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So this is the length, the number of characters present in my string. But earlier, when we were accessing the string elements, we were having the indexing, which was starting from 0. Now we have a number of string methods. Now methods are built in which can be used directly on the strings, and they have some specific work. Methods had already been defined, and these are the built-in methods, and you can also define your own method according to your logic. Now the first method we are talking about is stripe. Stripe method removes any white spaces from the beginning or end of the string, right? So I have already done here every method for you. So suppose this hello students is my method. So we can remove the spaces if there are much spaces over there. Now in our example set which I have written, there are no left spaces or right spaces, right? This between spaces count as the character of the string. So as of now it has not done anything. Now if let's say, let's add another cell over here, and let's say A is equal to my name is Soumya, and I have left over, specifically I have left the spaces for you. And if I try to print the name of the variable a dot and the function method which we were working on, stripe, and if I want to execute this one, what I'll get? So specifically the output starts from this and ends over here. Okay, that means any white spaces or any blanks written over here, they will be done over here. The other one is lower method, which returns the string in lowercase. I have already done for you. Now because this string is already written in small, but you can see in this example this H is capital for this, and if we do the lower part in the third output, we'll see all the characters I have written in letters. The next method is upper, which can be directly used to convert into all caps, right? So I suppose I can use this one because in this example, because we have written everything in a small. So yes, my name is Soumya. Now it has been converted to the capitals one. Now remember, there is some kind of space variation in display, and why is it so? In the first one method, I have striped the blank spaces from here, first and last. But in the other case, I'm just converting it into the uppercase. So the spaces are also the part of string. We have not removed in the second one. That is why the alignment, you can see the differentiation, that stripe function has done something to my previous output, and the uppercase has only converted into capital letters or upper to the string, but has not removed the spaces. Now coming to our next method, which is replace. I think you all must have done that on finding something in your document and replace with the values, right? If you have used Word file, or if you have used your Excel file, you must have done find your name in the list, find and replace the values. So the same you can do here with the Python. And the method is replace with something. Now we have replaced here the H with J. You need to define what you want to replace and by which character you want to replace. So for hello students, the H will be replaced by J, so it will become a jello students, right? So this is what the method does. The last one is split method, which will split your string into two substrings, and if it finds the instances of operator or separator. So if you define that I want to split up my string whenever we encounter this symbol or this separator, right? So for example, in this we have done a dot split, and with the comma we want to split. So in the string itself it is written hello comma and then students. So what will happen, this whole string will be converted into two substring. First one is hello and the other one is students. So the output is like this. So I hope you will use all these methods in your example part. You practice it in exercise. Now coming to a new term of checking the string or check string. If we want to check a string for certain phrases or characters are present in a string or not in a string, right? Now remember that this present in or not present in, that means the keywords are in and not in. They are going to return only true or false, right? Whether something is present or not. If it is present, it will return true. If it is not present, it will return false. Now in case of not in, and if the result is positive, then it will return false. As I have done, the text is main gate, and I want to find that AIN is present in my text or not. Now logically, as you can see over here, that AIN is present here in this text. So definitely, if I ask you, AIN is present in this text, you will say yes. If the answer is yes, that is a true statement. The output will be true. So if we want to print X, the output will be true. It will always return a Boolean value. Now in case of Y, if I ask AIN is not present in text, not in text means I am just claiming that it is not in text. So it will return true when it is not present, but as you can see it is here, it will return false, right? Suppose if I change it to Y is equal to SOM, not in TXT. Now according to what we have learned, and let's change the name to Y1, and according to name, the print statement of Y1 as indicated, SOM is not present in my text, it should result me a positive or a true thing because SOM is not present, and this statement is true in sense. So we have true and false for the above one, and the last one which we have written just now, SOM is not present, that means it's a true statement. A very powerful and very useful string concatenation. Whenever we want to merge a variable and create a new variable, then we combine two strings, and we can do it by using a plus sign or this plus operator. Now remember one thing, whenever we talk about strings and we put a plus operator, that means it is going to merge two string literals, right? In mathematical functions, if we have two variables and we put a plus sign, that means it is going to do some addition operation. So suppose in case we have variable A, which is India, B is gate, and if I put a operator here, that is my concatenation sign over here, and in this, the first one, I have simply written that, and you can see that India gate is written like this. Now it is not in a representable format. If I want to print it in a better format, I can add a space in between, so you can simply add a space as well like this. Okay, I hope I'm clear. Now string format. As we learned in Python variable chapter, we cannot combine strings and number like this, right? If we have roll number 10 and my text is my name is Aman and I'm from I think it should be more nominal. Like I'm from, it should be my roll number is okay. Yeah. Now technically what we are trying to do here is we want to concatenate two variables. One is txt and another is roll, and I want to display that txt in which I want to add the value of roll. Now we have clearly studied earlier as well that we cannot do these operations. This is a string data type, string literal, and this is a numerical data. This variable contains an integer value. We could have concatenated by the plus symbol if we would have here string as well as here string. Suppose if I convert it into string in front of you, okay, and if I try to print, it will become my name is Aman and my roll number is roll. Simply good enough. But if again I remove these quotes, that means I am treating this roll as a variable which is of integer data type, so we cannot. I'll again execute it for you, and I got the error must be string not integer, right? So we cannot combine. We can combine strings and number by using a format method. Why I have shown you this example, that if suppose I want to concatenate things which are of not same data type, then we cannot do that. So for that we need to change the format. The format method take the passed argument, format them and place them in the string where the placeholders are. These braces represents the placeholder. Use the format method to insert number into string. Now again, for the same example, if I want to write my name is Aman, my roll number is, and I want to place here one numerical data, how would I do that? Okay, let's first change this example to when my roll number is. Okay, now the part is I want to have this text and there is a placeholder, and at the placeholder I want to format and put a value. What value I want to put? I want to put the value of roll number, right? So we'll be writing print this text with the formatting and format. What we want to format? We want to format the roll in such a manner, and the value should be placed over here. These braces are placeholders. So once I execute it, my name is Aman and my roll number is 10. Okay, the same example, we have used a placeholder and we have used a format method. Now you can see that earlier we were not able to concatenate the text data and the integer data, but we can include or we can place the numerical data in a string by using format method and a placeholder. Now, format method takes unlimited number of arguments and are placed into respective placeholders. For example, we have variables like quantity, item and price, and my order is this, and I want to print this my order, under which I want to write that I want how many pieces of what item and for how much rupees. Okay, so in this, in between I want to enter some data. Earlier we have seen that we can indulge with or we can include some integer data into the string. Now in this case we have integer data as well as we have string data to combine with it. So what we will be doing, print my order dot format, and we want to format what? We want to format three things. First one is quantity, second one is item, third one is price, and the place holders are over there. So the first statement, the quantity value will be mapped over in the first placeholder, the item over here and the price over here. So the statement I got in the end result, I want 3 pieces of samosa, because the quantity 3 comes from here, of samosa, that is my item, and for 45 rupees. Now we can index the number of the placeholder to be sure the arguments are placed in correct order. Suppose if I frame the sentence in other manners and I want to have the values, the values should be wherever I want to use the pieces. How many, what is the quantity, where there only I want this quantity value should come. So for this purpose, if I suppose I have reshuffled the sentence, I want to pay money or rupees for how many pieces of what item, right? With the same thing, I have just reshuffled the sentence. Now for that reshuffling, I want to keep the values on certain places, right? So here I want to have the value of rupees now, which was the third argument or third variable in my declaration part, right? So for that I will assign the first variable will be my 0th, the second one 1, and the third one is 2, right? The order will start from 0, 1, 2. Now wherever I want to print the value of this 2 indexing item, I'll write 2 in the placeholders, right? So you can see I want to pay rupees 45 rupees for 3 samosas. Now 3 is the quantity, which is my 0th argument, as I can say, and the pieces of samosa, which is my first item. So I hope you must have understood that this first of all, the format method gives you flexibility to insert different data type items like integer or string within your string part. And second thing is that by a placeholder indexing, you can always choose the correct place to put the values. Now, escape character. To insert characters that are illegal in string, use an escape character. An escape character is a backslash followed by a character you want to insert. An example of an illegal character is a double quote inside a string that is surrounded by double quotes. Now the definition, I don't know whether it is clear or not. Now example is that whenever we write a string, we write with a double quotes, right? Normal. Now inside a double quotes, because this is all over it is a string, but inside the text itself, if I want to keep certain things in quotations that I want to specify, right? So in that scenarios we'll get the error. Suppose I want to write in the text that I am from north of India, right? So by putting that double quotes, and I'm defining that it is a string data type, but inside that string, if I want to specify something in quotation intentionally, then it will be giving error and with the invalid syntax. Now if my purpose, if my application says that I want to print in such a manner, I need to find or look for any kind of methods which can help me out in this scenario. For that purpose, we have for fixing this problem, we have the escape character. So what I would do, Inside the quotes, if I want to keep certain things in double quotes, I'll simply use backslash or the escape character, put a quotes, and then again whatever you want to do, and again backslash and then quotation. Then when I print it, it will come to what I was looking for. It will not be treated as the part of the code. This is a string starting from this point to that point, and inside this string we have defined the escape character to imply that this not should come into some double quotes, right? So this is illegal character which we have done by inserting a backslash. Okay. Other escape characters used in Python which are defined for you. So I have just written the example. I'm scrolling up, and this is your responsibility that you check it by yourself whenever you wish to. The like single quotes you can do like this, backslash, and for backslash if you want to print somewhere, then double backslash for new line, for carriage return, for tab, for backspace, for form feed, for octal value, for hex value, you can utilize these. Now, coming to our next thing, which is string methods. We have done earlier certain string methods. Python has a set of built-in methods that you can use on strings. All string methods return new values. They do not change the original string. Now this is very important part, that whenever you apply any method on the string, it won't change to your it won't do anything to your existing string. It will just return a new value. The original string will always be safe. So some of the methods we have earlier done, like stripe and capitalization, uppers and length, likewise. So these are some more methods. Capitalize, convert first character to uppercase. Upper we have done, all were converted to, and now this is for camel notation, that first letter will be converted into capital. Case, fold, convert a string into lowercase. Center, return centered string. Count, encode, end with. Expand tabs, find something. Format, map, index is all number. It will return boolean value rather than returning the new string. Returns true if all characters in the strings are alphanumeric. Is alpha. That returns if all characters in strings are alphabets. These type of things are utilized while checking the any kind of passwords. You must have seen that in your accounts, or it gives you that you utilize one special character, one capital letter, one alphanumeric, likewise. So we can always get the value, and if you do not have that type of password, it gives you it returns a false value, and you get an error that you said something else in your password. Is decimal, returns that the character if the strings are decimal. These are whenever there is written in method is this or not, then it will always return a boolean value. Is digit, is identifier, is numeric, is printable, is a space. I hope I'm scrolling very slowly so that you can pause the video and read out it carefully and utilize in your example set. Join is the element of an iterable to end of the string. We'll later on see the application of probably all these methods. Lower we have already converted. Stripe returns the left ring version of the string. So we have done only stripe earlier, which was only removing the spaces, and it will return the left ring version of the string. We will make use of it as well. And I have actually listed all which are available, which methods I can see anywhere in the books or anywhere else. So I have just placed it for you, and I'm scrolling very slowly so that you can pause the video and you can see that the methods you can use somewhere or not. Okay, split we have already done that. If you want to split, specify and return list. Now split the string and specify it separate and return the list. Then starts with swap case, translate, upper, zfill fills the string with specific number of zeros, zero values at the beginning. So you can try all these methods while writing your one of the string example, and you can do that in exercise. That's all from for now in this video session of strings. We have learned so many methods of strings, and we have done some escape character utilization for some kind of illegal symbols present in, and we have done the concatenation using a format method, and simply we have concatenated the strings and checking the string that something is present in the string or not. That's some methods we have covered over here, the basic methods that you can always use, and we have seen the string length function, and we have done the negative indexing and positive indexing for slicing purpose of the string. And I hope I'm clear that multi-line strings we have done. So that's all for the string as of now, and hope you understood the lesson. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.